Hey everyone, we'll be starting in a moment. I'm just getting it all set up. Okay. Alright, connection seems good. Voice is being picked up, everything seems to be okay, so we're good to go. Hi everyone, welcome to another stream of Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone had a nice weekend. We are continuing where we had left off last time, where we were back in time, 18 years ago. We were following Gregory, looking into why everything had melted, and who the real culprit might be. It's kind of all over the place at the moment. Like, everyone was like, we don't know what we're doing. Everyone keeps disappearing. The bodies disappeared. That chocolate that had blood on it was thrown into the water for some reason to make it melt, and now there's just blood in the water. Von Karma's just messing everything up, trying to hide stuff. And we are now, I believe, back in the present time with Edgeworth. And we're going to see what happens next. Maybe we'll find out that it was Bound that killed the guy by accident. Or on purpose. Or maybe it was the guy that's kind of obviously going to be the evil one because he shows up like twice. Where everyone else has had more screen time than him. But we shall find out what happens. So, yeah, let's just go straight to it. Start a bit later than I meant to today, but, you know, just one of those days, I suppose. But hi, Matt the Shirt. Hi, Raffatron. Welcome. How's everyone doing today? It's the ice room! Right. Sound's being picked up. I'm being picked up. Everything seems to be okay on that front. Refresh restream. Cool. Shut up on there. And close these. Sleepy? Yeah, same. Right. Post it on there. Up on here. Yeah, we're good. Look at the background. It's so cool. April 2nd, 2:10 p.m. Zodiac Hall. Fountain Room. And that's pretty much how things went down. Those are the facts of the IS-7 as far as I'm concerned. I'm finally learning the truth about my father's lost case. I'm really tempted to do what happened at the trial? But that's not how she talks, so... Well, we lost. Von Karma did a real number of us. Really? You can prove that Mr. Tangaroa was innocent? That's a lot of hootenanny. Oh, we couldn't prove it all right. Had a decent little pile of evidence in our favour. Problem was, we didn't underestimate Von Karma. He fought even dirtier than we feared. I can imagine. Secure conviction at all costs. That has always been his guiding principle. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Anywho, the trial dragged on and on. All tiding about a year in the end. Whole thing took about a year in the end. I don't forget the day the verdict came down, December 28th that following year. It's April now, so, oh mama. We're talking over 17 years ago. It's 18 now. Time sure flies, does it? Time sure does fly, huh? December 28th. I was there that day 17 years ago, sitting in the courtroom gallery. Just before the trial got started, Gregory noticed that Simpson was looking even worse than usual. Turns out the poor guy had finally reached his limit. It was so bad he even said he wanted to be found guilty. Wait, you mean they forced a confession out of him? Yeah, Von Karma got what he'd been pushing for from the very beginning. When Gregory tried to drop the bombshell about there being no body to speak of, he learned that Von Karma had used the power of the police to hit him off at the pass. Even had himself a fake autopsy report, but that wasn't the end of it. Von Karma had gotten Samson to falsely testify against himself to being an accessory to murder in court. How? Oh yeah, I may have accidentally been there. Combined with his confession, the poor guy's goose was well and truly cooked. But Gregory still had his ace in the hole, though. A gun! The same ace he asked Detective Bad to help him with. Exactamundo. He knew he needed one last card to play if they squeezed the confession out of Samson. So he had Bad recall over Samson's interrogations. I guess Detective Bad really didn't, or really wanted to know the truth too, huh? We all did, but he was a trooper, staying with the case even after Von Karma took him off of it. He was tied up in some other big case too. Some good old Bad. They don't make him like that anymore. It's Japanifuna, that happens here. Probably something cake related. Anyway, Gregory presented the recordings as proof that Samson's confession was coerced. And you know what? It almost worked. A cop named Ian Seidman got fired. Samson's interrogator and the initial detective before Bad. He took the fall for pretty much the whole thing. But Von Karma didn't get away scot-free. In fact, he was disciplined by the chief prosecutor. For the one and only time in his 40-year career. Still, Simpson himself couldn't stomach another day in court. So when that guilty verdict came down, it didn't just signal the end of the day, but of that whole sad affair. Ian Seidman is Rip Lacer in the fan translation and Handover. Oh god, Handover? I get it. He's the side man. Rip Lacer just sounds like a really cool name. That sounds like a... sounds like a serial killer. It's the Rip Lacer. Oh, he replaced it! Oh, okay. Okay. That's what that means. Okay, those are all really good, but I really like the Rip Lacer one. I don't remember a lot myself, but my father's face when they declared Mr. Tangaroa guilty. I was a young child at the time, but even I could tell how much he was hurting inside. Gregory wanted to appeal the ruling. Of course, he could have done anything to clear Samson's name. But then, well, you know what happened next. Poor guy. Never got the chance. And there we go with the old artwork, which nearly barely looks like him in the new artwork. Insideman. I should have left with him that day. Always been blaming myself for not doing that. But I should that aside and assessed over something else instead. Or rather, someone else. I hated what he did. Hated for choosing to stick with Von Karma. I mean, the guy pretty much was brought up from him, so, you know, it's not kind of his fault. I hope you can forgive me. I've seen this with Kay taking a selfie of it too many times to take it seriously. No, you had every right to hate me. I went on to become a prosecutor as planned, and that's when Mr. Von Karma showed me this case file. According to these records, Mr. Tangaroa was convicted as the main culprit in Mr. Frost's murder. Nope, that's not right. Samson was convicted as an accessory to murder. Strange. The file clearly states that he was the perpetrator. Plus, I'm fairly certain that all of Mr. Von Karma's cases were successfully solved. What if we take a peek at those? This file's been doctored. The part about the verdict has been changed. What? How does he know? Ray doesn't know. Yeah, feast your peepers on this. Tangaroa, age 39, organizes the confectionery contest. Victim's body was found inside one of the creations, leading to his arrest. While in detention, Tangaroa discovered that he had a taste disorder, which had subsequently cured via medication. Verdict: convicted as an accomplice based on his confession. At no point in there does it say that he was an accomplice. Convicted as an accomplice? That's a copy of the file they have on record at the courthouse. One second. Ugh, freaking eyelashes. Why can't they just stay on my eye and not in it? And then why is my copy different? Ray was there for the verdict, but he doesn't know about Von Kammer basically kidnapping him. Oh, yeah, I guess. Well, you said it came from Von Kammer, yeah? My guess is he didn't want Gregory's son thinking he was a murderer, that they're still at large. Didn't want you looking into it again before the statute of limitations was up. So everything I believed about the case was a lie. Like they say, we all gotta start somewhere. What's important is now you know what's now. What? Why is this one sentence hard for me? What's important is now you know what's now. What's important is you know what's up. What's what now? God. The statute of limitations may have run out, but the truth's still out there, you know. I inherited Sanderson's case when your old man passed. Prosecution's handed it off to somebody else too. The great Von Kammer wasn't going to bother facing off against a rookie like me, was he? Anyway, long story short, the killer was never found. And Simpson was found guilty instead. That's terrible. Is there really nothing we can't do to help him? I don't know, we could break him out. I'm a thief, you know. Not without the real perp, I'm afraid. Until then, his confession stands. Speaking of which, I don't find out until after the verdict's been handed down, but Von Kammer had threatened Sampson and made him a deal. Told him if he didn't confess, he'd make sure Judy was convicted instead. How could he? Sampson knew there was no way Judy could have done it, of course. But he wasn't going to take any chances, so he did what he was told, and confessed to keep her safe. Now reading me this, mousy boy. Why do you think the young lady just happened to be in his prison on the day Bronco Knight died? That's right. You were there to see Mr. Tangaroa. Bingo. Judy and I both promised we'd visit him every day. I didn't quite keep that promise. But Judy did. She never missed one visit in all these years. Come rain or shine, she's always showed up. But none of that changes the fact that Sampson is still being unduly punished day after day. For 18 years. How heartbreaking. We gotta do something about Mr. Fender. Or something, Mr. Fender. Not about Mr. Fender. Well, kiddo, that's actually why we came here. The ice sculptures are back on display, just like they were all those years ago. And we're gonna see what we can find out, right, Malzerino? I'm a prosecutor, Fender. I don't look at these things in the same way as you or my father. Miles. But that doesn't matter right now, speaking not as a prosecutor, but as Miles Edgeworth. I want to know the truth behind both of these cases, and I'm not leaving until I do. Really are, old Gregory's son. Through and through. Alrighty then. You come back now. Now that's the order, we can really get to work. Good thing I brought the IS-7 case files, and evidence with me today, huh? Here, documents first. Who doesn't love paperwork, am I right? The parts in red ink are annotations. IS-K7 file added to the record. Thank you, Fender. And here's some evidence for you. Enjoy. There's quite a few, so I'll take a minute to scope them out if I were you. Small mountain of evidence. Of course, a small mountain. Yes, I see. I'll take a look at them in a bit. Wrongful convictions are common here sometimes, even when overturned. Oh yeah, there's quite a few people that get wrongful convictions at times, purely because of lack of evidence, or they've implicated themselves in some way, by accident, or unintentionally. I think it happens everywhere. I think it's just a case of, like, if they try hard enough not to do it, Because there are places where they're just like, we don't care, we just want this dealt with kind of mentality, or no, this person is guilty until proven innocent kind of deal, which is stupid, and I hate that one. But, yeah. You know, our current case is just full of loose threads, too, come to think it. Indeed. The key players of that incident 18 years ago just happened to get caught up in another incident. The ice sculptures in the Winter Wing that are perfect replicas of the one from 18 years ago. The poisonous gas attacking their Autumn Wing, which had been disguised to look like the Winter Wing. Pretty much the only way to not go to jail is to get lucky or have the charges be really minor. Yeah. The two chemicals that were found inside the Pisces statue display case, ubiquium and asphyxian, that form a poisonous gas when mixed together. The victim of the gas attack, Carmelo Gusto, who is no stranger to the events of 18 years ago, and who is still unconscious and undergoing treatment in the medical room. Just give him mouth to mouth. And finally we come to the body floating face down in the fountain. And the fact that the sculptures have melted, just as they did all those years ago. The evidence of the events of the present day would appear to be intimately linked with the events of the past, which means that they may be able to help us learn more about what happened 18 years ago. Sounds good to me. Let's get investigating.
Objection!
Ugh. Oh, no, you don't. Are you forgetting somebody? I could have sworn this is my investigation. Eustace is quite right. I do hope you aren't intending to obstruct him in his duties, Mr. Edgeworth. Where did you even come from? I thought you had gone off somewhere. I would hate to have to add a guilty verdict to my report to the committee. What am I guilty of now? Of course not. I am simply offering once again to do what I can to help with the investigation. Sure, that's how CPR works. Just suck out all the bad gas. Even when Sebi is good, I'm not overly fond of him. Your offer is duly noted and duly declined. Ooh. Didn't pull any punches. The identity of the body from the fountain is certainly being ascertained. It is only a matter of time until we have all the information we need. Perhaps I can help you speed that process along. I think I have an idea of who your mystery victim might be. What? Really? You have to tell me it's the law! I am the law! Very well. Let me just look at the new evidence I got. Samson Tangaroa's mansion, Tangaroa's room, December 24th, 18 years ago. They don't actually put the year, they just put 18 years ago. That's not how it works. It's like, is someone just coming back every year to update this to say 18 years ago, 19 years ago? Murder weapon, rock salt lamp, prosecutor Manfred von Karma, defense attorney Gregory Edgeworth. Note, statute of limitations expired 3 years ago on December 24th. Samson Tangaroa, age 39, organizer of confectionery contest. Victim's body was found inside one of the creations leading to his arrest. While in detention, Tangaroa discovered that he had a taste disorder which had subsequently cured his via medication. Convicted as an accomplice based on this conviction. Also known as Paul Holique, under which name he was renowned sculptor in France. The contestant in the confectionery contest, body was discovered in Tangaroa's room. Cause of death was blood loss following a blow to the head. No detailed autopsy report due to the body's going missing. And that's the picture from the previous case. And it said I got a small amount of evidence, but I don't have anything here. Anything new. May like him less than Agent Lucidity. I don't really get any development until the last few cases by the time you're tired of them. And the joke they've been overplayed. Okay. Very well. Maybe it isn't just the ice sculptures that have resurfaced after 18 years. The body in the fountain may also be a visitor from the past.
Take that!
I believe the body in the fountain is that of the man who was murdered here 18 years ago. Mr. Artie Frost. Say what? You're saying that was poor Chillywinks? Oh, wait. Who the heck is Chillywinks or Artie or whoever is you talking about? Artie Frost was a famous sculptor, Eustace. Oh, I almost made her French. Oh, no, he was better, but known as Paul Halik. Now I'm going to stop that immediately. Immediately ruins her. Although he was better known as Paul Halik. The sculptures on display here are all his works. No way! Sounds like he did well for himself. Always good to encounter a fellow miner, a winner. Mr. Frost was also the victim of the IS-7 incident. Judge Cavell knows about the IS-7 incident. Mr. Edgeworth, this IS-7 incident is an 18-year-old case, and according to police records, the victim body was recovered and an autopsy duly carried out. Sure, that's what the records say. The records can't always be trusted. What are you insinuating? That while the records say stuff like the body totally recovered, the defense back then begged to differ. Not that it stopped the prosecution from shutting them down hard, of course. In fairness, the cause for them to be development doesn't really make sense to show up this early, although it made sense to at least shut up. I'm just going to agree with you because I don't know what you're talking about yet. So yes. Ring, ring. Yeah, this is winner. Huh? What? Really? Oh, what is it, users? The body. We got an ID. Some sculptor named Frost or something? So I guess, Edgeworth called it? Goddess of Justice. So my father's deductions were right all along. Good job, Daddy! Well, Judge Cavell, I say this changes things, wouldn't you? Perhaps now you'll admit that I might be of use to this case. More than a certain junior prosecutor, anyway. No fair! You're trying to steal the win! I'm doing no such thing. All I want is to uncover the truth. And it isn't about winning, you stupid, insipid little child. Go back to school. And if we're going to get to the bottom of what happened here, we'll need to work together. Oh, God. Again. We do not need to do anything, and you don't need to know the truth. This case is none of your concern.
Objection!
Whoa there, Judge G. I think you might be wrong about that. Another of your interruptions, Mr. Fender. Yep. See, I was on the defense team for the IS-7 incident, so this case is very much my concern. I was one of the pesky kids pushing the theory that the body had actually gone missing. The prosecutor at the time may have brushed us off, but you can't deny the testimony of your eyes. Or put it like a little more bluntly. Oh, whoops. I didn't know it was going to continue. The prosecution's case was rotten from the ground up. When there's been a miscarriage of justice caused by the prosecution, it's the committee's job to fix it, no? Laughs in Futu, okay. Who better to help you unpack the mess than somebody who was there at the time? Unless you have an ulterior motive. Judge Cavell seems to know the facts of the IS-7 incident in some detail, in which case I suspect that she must be here for the committee's behalf. Your connection to the case is noted, Mr. Fender, but I fail to see how it concerns Mr. Edgeworth. Well, see, his father was in it as well. That does not mean that the duties of the father pass on to the son. Now get out. Oh my god, he's actually going there. He's the son of the original defense attorney and the protege of the case's lead prosecutor. And if that's not enough for you, he's at the trial too. I think it's just possible he might have a little something to bring to the table, don't you? Very well. You may both assist in the investigation. But only if you refrain from interfering with the work of others. Have I ever interfered with work? No, you just like to slap on that I do. The wing to wing is off limits for now. This room, however, is all yours. You're acting like Von Karma here, restricting me to specific rooms. Alrighty, glad to hear we're on the same wavelengths, G. Why don't we bring it in? The show we're all on the same side of justice. Do not test me, Mr. Fender. Your permission to investigate can be revoked at any time. Duly noted, Your Honor. This is a turn-up for the books, huh, Mousy? You gotta go do our thing after all. Thanks to your immeasurable help as always. No sweat. Besides, I was mostly doing it for me. Okay, I'll be investigating my own things. Just holler if you need find something interesting. I will. Woo! One less character, the voice. Well, Kay, shall we? Heck yeah! Let's have the investigation commence. We're still unclear on two key facts. How Mr. Frost's body came to be where we found it, and the source of the ubiquium. You're right. We still need to find more intel. I don't know why I made it sound so flat there. Indeed, let us focus on the ubiquium first and foremost. It's used in stuff like dish soaps and paint, right? Correct. It's also bright red in colour and has a distinctive minty fragrance. Does it taste like mint? Okay, sounds like we know what we're looking for. I read that as zombie hole for a second. Wee. The body detected in the bar lobster. Autopsy's on the way. And how's the rest of the fountain looking? Rather beautiful, in fact, actually. Sir, the water's crystal clear and kind of soothing. I sound like the guy from, like, the Muppets who's in the garbage can. Or rubbish bin. What's his name? Monster? Oh, wait, no. The guy in the garbage can is from Sesame Street. Almost as if there wasn't a body floating in it not so long ago. It seems the police have already moved the body. Why did the body of a victim from 18 years ago turn up in this fountain? And why isn't it all rotten and stuff? Didn't it slowly shuffle its way here? Need to remind you that zombies aren't real. I don't know. It seems likely that the body was preserved somehow. Really? Is that even possible? Hey, Mr. Forensics guy, anything to report? Yes, ma'am. The traces above ubiquium number 60 have been detected in the fountain. I'm going to say that it was probably carried there by the steam of the autumn wing. In addition, to those two chemicals, there are also a large amount of sugar. The composition of the sugar is being analyzed as we speak. There's sugar in the fountain. Where would it even have come from? From the sugar? The sugar mountain? I don't know. It's a man with a moon-shaped head with a woman on a sun-shaped head. Man's got a real pained look in his eyes, though. Is this another Paul Halik piece? Yes, from his younger years, but he was something of a dreamer. He depicted those closer to him by means of a motive taken from nature. And this piece is titled, My Parents. Guess the mom's shone brightest in the house. Miss Bound's tea set is laid neatly on the serving cart. It was turned into a sculpture. The pamphlet says the gallery is famous for its tea. Understandably so. The cup we were given was delicious. Looks like all of this stuff was designed by Mr. Frost. Interesting. In that case, I think we'd better take a closer look. Is this like teabag pot or sugar pot? A candy containing salient tea leaves. Oh, caddy! It's well-crafted tin canister designed to prevent moisture and sunlight from damaging its contents. Not a bad thing to use considering the quality of the blend Miss Bound serves. I have to say, this tea set is so tacky. Ugh. So this dishware was made by Artie Frost. Whoops. It looks fancy. Oh, it is. I'm willing to bet that this set can fetch something in the thousands of dollars. So let's try not to touch any of it unless we absolutely have to. Whoa. Is this really worth that much? Stop it, Kay. I can see your eyes lighting up. Miss Bound must really be a fan of Mr. Frost. Like Fender said, to still have this. Oh. Hey, Edgy! What is it? You be careful with that teapot, you hear? Why is Larry so concerned all of a sudden? I've already forgotten the voice I gave you. I know it was hot. Honoured guests. I can pour you a cup if you like. Miss Bound. Judy. I'm so good, thanks. No thing for me. You two knock yourselves out, though. Thank you for the offer. Yes, why not? I want to see Craigie giving Miles a piggyback ride while reminding the tea. Oh, God. A quick break won't hurt. Immediately, you made me think of the scene from Naruto Shippuden with Kakashi getting a piggyback from, I think his name is Mike Guy. That was funny. A quick break won't hurt. 2 cups coming right up. This smells great. I don't even like tea. Wow, it tastes better than it smells. What type of tea is this, Mr. Edgeworth? It's Ceylon, I believe. It's usually identifiable by its citrus aroma, but... Miss Bound, is this the same blend you served this morning? Why, yes. Is it alright? There isn't anything wrong with it, is there? Oh no, not at all. It's just that the cup you gave me earlier has a slightly different aroma. Really? That's odd. I used the exact same blend both times. Judy's theme here is one of my favourite tracks in the game. Oh, really? I can't see what could account for the difference. Hey, what's the big idea? Repeat me about Judy's tea, will you? What's got under your skin, Larry? Nothing. You're just rude, that's all. Don't even try to call me by the right name. It's Louis Stoneman, dang it. You know what? I'm done. I'm not talking to you anymore. Well, that was childish, even for him. Wow, what happened there? Let's ask him about it later, shall we? Well, judging by the stains that weren't there not long ago, I'm guessing that it, like Larry had a drink and dropped the teacup. Talking to Miss Bound is more of a priority right now. We may not have enough any evidence to prove that she's the culprit, but it does seem likely that the poison gas was her doing. Really? Where'd you get that from? I mean, I obviously was kind of suspicious of her before. I'm thinking that this is all a ploy to try and catch the original killer so then she can try and get her adoptive father out of jail. That's my guess. It's just how this feels it's going to go. Kate is probably the best part of the duology. The tablecloth draped over the cart is pure white and completely spotless. And it's just wait for me to grab it by the edge, clear my mind, and whoosh! Kay, I cannot stress enough how bad of an idea that would be. Oh, come on! What's the worst that can happen? Even if it does go sideways, we just wind up with a cool tea-coloured tie-dye. Yes, well, I'd rather it remained white. Plus, I don't think Miss Bound would appreciate us meddling with it. Really? But there are so many other colours that would totally work. Pink, sky blue, tea leaf brown. Imagine if you just look down here, you just see a hand sticking out. Statues of a man and woman in old-timey clothes. Did poor Halik make these too? Yes, it seems he created them later in life, once he had begun to make a name for himself. His wife pushed him to sculpt the two of them as ancient gods, and he couldn't say no to his beloved. The title is The Beautiful Goddess Venus and Her Humble Servant. Wow, talk about putting your goddess on a little pedestal. Why does this guy have like a pompadour? From the colour and aroma, I'd say this is a puddle of spilt tea. And look, there's a small chunk of ceramic in it. Ceramic fragment jotted down in my organizer. I was excited to play this since I had heard so much praise but ended up disappointed. I don't know. I guess somebody must have broke something? I know that insignia. And a certain high-strung somebody might know a little something too. Where were you before you rejoined us here, Miss Bound? I had to go tell our visitors we were closed. Oh, and hand out a little something in apology. 5,000 grand. Was there something you wanted to talk to me about? Yes, a few things, actually. Not least of all, the fact that I think you might be the one who set the poison gas trap. I'd say Investigation 2 is my favourite game, along with the Great Ace Attorney duology. The Sculptor was a teen when those were popular. I mean, the statue one sounded like he had a wife at the time, so I don't think he was a teenager then, but who knows? The original ice sculptures melted 18 years ago, correct? How did you manage to recreate them? Oh, you know about what happened back then? In that case, you might also know I took pictures of them during the contest. I commissioned the creation of a set of replicas based on those photographs for this current exhibit. But why go through the trouble of creating replicas? Mr. Frost's Zodiac series was the great unfinished masterwork. I wanted to see it completed at last. Or rather, recompleted. It was my fault that the original set melted in the first place, after all. I see. Is there any particular reason why the winter and autumn wings look so similar? Oh my, you really think they look alike? Perhaps I used some sort of decorations from one and the other by accident? She's clearly lying. But I don't have the evidence to prove it just yet. Look at my badge. I must admit I'm a little surprised to learn that Gregory Edgeworth's son had become a prosecutor. But then I'm sure a lot has happened since. Yes, and that much is certainly true. Then I'll spare you the details. Alright, I'll tell you. See, my father was killed, and since then I couldn't bear to defend against evil people. I decided to become a prosecutor to find the truth and prosecute those that had done wrong. Every criminal was evil. I must punish them. And then I changed my mind because of my blue boyfriend. I didn't really want to know. Well, that's too bad. I told you anyway. And yet, the two of you are also alike. You may have chosen different paths, but I can tell that you are every bit as righteous and noble as he was. That's very kind of you to say. Grace Ace Attorney slaughters. I mean, is the sculpture being probably around 40 would have been a teen when pompadours were Oh, okay. When it came to his work, my father always had the strength of his convictions. But right now, I'm like a ship lost at sea. I'm not even sure which way to go, let alone who I should be. The hunt is on. The truth will come out. But I don't know what's that about. I guess they're singing. I guess we're going to find out. It actually fit with the song there. Have I inadvertently stumbled on the set of the Kate Crimes, the musical or something? You're a very successful actress, Miss Bound. Why did you decide to become a gallery owner? You know, the two things don't feel all that different to me. Movies, musicals, confectionery, sculptures, art, they're all the same, really. They all have the same aim in mind. To invoke an emotional response. That's what all artists strive for. So, is that what Mr. Laurice is striving for too? Let's get one thing straight. Try as Larry might, a fancy name does not an artist make. Come on, he can actually draw. You try drawing something, Edgeworth. Skip, skip, skip. Skip. Delicia gave me a few of these cloths. They light up when you attach them to a special device. How many did she give you exactly? 4, I believe. There were 4 luminous cloths in the autumn wing, but I'm sure I saw another one somewhere else. I get the feeling Miss Bound is hiding something. Bum. You're not even going to talk to me about ubiquium? Tell me about its composition. Whoops. What kind of pharmaceutical recipes are the ultimate cookbook? Oh, there are so many, it would take a while to go through them all. But you really want to know? Well then, let's start the show. Come join me as we sing this song. It's a nifty thrifty 2 hours long. Now, one by one, we'll sing the things that the world's best little cookbook brings. What do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I'll listen to the rest. No, that won't be necessary. Skippy-dippy-doo-dah. Bomb. You're not even gonna talk about your tea set? Fine. Okay, I guess it's not you either. Fine, I'll just leave then. You don't want to talk to me? Hey there, Majorino. What's the situation with the investigation? Things are progressing. I think a fuller picture of what happened is beginning to emerge. I've looked at a few things, Miles. Good to hear. Guess I better keep my game up too, then. The case seems to have a lot in common with the incident from 18 years ago. And how? It's got a lot. Melting statues in the wind and wing, and even the murder victim's body. But how did nobody ever figure out that the body had gone missing? Frost had no family apart from his son. What about his wife? And, well, the kid kind of vanished. Nobody's seen him since around the time of the incident. Gusto's son, too. Him and his best pal from school must have just up and disappeared. What? And they were never found? Gusto's boy wasn't. Not as far as I heard, anyhow. Guess Frost's kid turned up in the end, though. He collected his inheritance at some point. Wait. Frost's son disappeared, but also Gustus as well? Why? Guess Frost's kid turned up in the end, though. He collected his inheritance at some point. But yeah, with no family around just after the incident, Frost got no funeral, nothing. So no need for the police to release the body, and no need for anybody to find out what they didn't have. They found their fake autopsy report and nobody was any the wiser. Well, almost nobody. I still can't believe Mr. Von Karma wouldn't stoop so low. Edgeworth, he shot someone. He would go as low as he wanted to. But shooting someone is worse than this. What are you talking about? I think I get it. This is, the key to unraveling this whole mystery? Yes, perhaps. Great, you keep hold of it then, yeah? Quickly now, back in your pocket it goes. I guess he doesn't think much of it. Oh, new stuff. Whoops. This takes me back. Perhaps you could take a closer look now. You might notice something new. Thing is, Mussolino, I've been racking my brains about this case for 18 years now. We're not much up for a eureka moment. You, on the other hand, fresh eyes, fresh face, fresh attitude, you might spot something. I'm gonna take a stab at this, what his coolness is saying, but no comment. Alright, I'll try not to pass the buck next time. He was also gaslit into thinking he shot multiple people. Yeah. Well, that was a waste of time. Fine, I guess I'll go talk to other people. Why is there a lift cart just sitting out here in the open? Guess somebody must have been moving something heavy. The top of the platform seems to be wet. You know, I've got a funny feeling I've seen this thing somewhere before. You mean like 18 years ago? Yeah, it's all come back to me now. I saw it in Frost's room. He must have used it to move the ice sculptures around. He's one of those fancy numbers where you can change not only the platform's height, but even its angle. If you had one of these, you could move lumps of ice around, no sweat. Ooh, just like think of the possibilities. I could really use one of those. Still doesn't explain what it's doing here, though. Bit of a head scratcher, but we should give it a think, yeah? Indeed. After all, it's just it just might have something to do with our case. I will say, I feel like Kay is just kind of tacked on to this because she's not really important here. She was important in the first game because it was a part of her story. This one, she just sort of shows up and just tags along. Like, why is she here? So far, she hasn't provided any sort of benefit, where in the first game she did. Mr. Winner, we're very clear that you are only allowed to investigate in this room. So I'm afraid I can't let you pass. Sorry, sir. I'm making this a woman because there are no female police officers in this game, so I'm making him a woman. You're a woman now! Imagine if I actually had that power, just instantly female avatar for him. It wouldn't make much difference if you did, officer. You're standing in front of a wall. Oh, but we know a few pricks won't stop you, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, sir. Wow, she actually sounds kind of scared of you. Just what kind of reputation do I have down at the precinct? Woman. It seems the elevator is only accessible to select individuals. I wonder what's upstairs. Among other things, the medical room. That's where Mr. Gusto is being treated. Hope he's alright. We've got some questions that need answering as soon as he wakes up. Since there's no way of knowing when that might be, we should explore other avenues in the meantime. Why is there just a golden hammer? It's a selection of trophies won by Paul Halik, or rather Artie Frost. Evidently, he was a very well-respected artist. Well, you got one too, Mr. Edgeworth. So it's about time I won one, too. Guess I'll have to find some thieving contest to enter. Or you could set something up? Something with a nice ceremony at the end of all that? Yes, followed by a swift round of arrests. You've accidentally done that to a few people. Do you mind, Mr. Winner? You're in my way. I actually wanted to talk to you, but sure. I do mind, actually, and I'm not going anywhere. You're just going to have to go around me. Well, we just thought you might want to move to a better spot, that's all. What better spot? I'd imagine you show me to me at once. Is that really all it takes to make you do whatever we want? Don't think you've gotten away with anything, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be reporting your actions to the committee. Do whatever you need to do, Judge Cavell. And we'll do the same. Oh my god, I had a voice crack there. I'm pretty good at cracking eggs. Okay, Raffatron. You had to go to Twitch for that, did you? Don't hurt the eggs. They need to be cooked into omelettes. Or just scrambled. Scrambled's always good. You are the self-styled great thief, correct? Mr. Edgeworth's association with such a character will be of interest to the committee, of course. Go ahead and report me, you stupid committee. I'll be the toast of the thieving community. It looks like Judge Cavell will have to think of some new threats if she wants to intimidate Kay. I mean, she's just going to make things worse for you if she does. Just because she says that she's a thief doesn't make her one. It feels like you're making an assumption there, actually, Cavell. And we're both staring at you. This thing in front of the locked door is the fir tree, right? I know what an egg is. I know what an egg is. At least in the context that you were talking about, I was just making a joke. Yes, they're usually associated with winter, but this door leads to the autumn wing. I suppose it's all part of someone's elaborate ruse. I can paint it red for the autumn, I feel. Evergreens stay green all year round, Kay, hence the name. Sure, I knew that. Oh. I guess the door counts as a tree? Oh, hello there, dearie. Still investigating away, are you? Found anything interesting? I was hoping to have a Force Femme emote here, and I don't even know if they have that on Twitch. I don't even know if they would allow that. No, dearie. Well, nothing much anyway. A silly girl. This is one a dearie moment. This was more of a lambkin. Sweetheart is for when you're being sympathetic, of course, and treasure is for when they're in their teas. Love is for the people who you're not keen on, and petal for when you use when you're trying to get someone's attention. Wow, I didn't realize there were so many rules. Mr. Edgeworth Petal, hope you're getting all this down. He's trying to be all Irish. Or Scottish. Whichever one I'm doing. I don't know which accent I'm doing anymore. Don't even try it, Kay. Oh, dearie me. I'm going to keep this simple, Larry. You're hiding something, so just tell me what it is. Whoa, quit with the glare off, you two. It's weird. Oh, okay. Oh, come on, Kay. You know me better than that. I wasn't staring, I was struck by an idea for a picture. No edgy. He was glaring at me. Yes, and I'll keep glaring at you until you tell us what it is you're hiding. Quit it! I already told you! I'm not talking to you anymore! You're talking to me right now. I mean, from now on, I'm not talking to you ever again. Starting now! This is getting me nowhere. I should just beat the answers out of him. I suppose I'll have to figure out what he's hiding first before I can get the whole truth out of him. Come on, Larry. What are you hiding? Not saying. He's acting like a child. Look, you two, there's no time for kids' games. Huh. Well, I certainly wasn't playing. It's pretty clear Maurice isn't going to talk to you. Oh, he'll talk, but don't worry about that. I have the full force of police behind me. I could just arrest him for obstruction of justice. I need to know what Larry is hiding, and I think I might have an idea what it is. Perhaps presenting with the right piece of evidence will force him to come clean. Would you mind taking a look at this for me, Larry? Why would you show me that? Tell me, what is it about Miss Bound's tea said that got you so agitated? If you won't tell me, then perhaps you'd prefer to explain to Judge Gavelle. Oh wait, don't make me look bad in front of Verity. Just think I'm a sensible, cool, clean-cut guy. I don't want her to see the real me. The real low-down, dirty me. I'm not so sure anyone here thinks you're particularly clean-cut, Larry. You're a disgusting man, covered in paint. And a stupid goatee, too. That's a bit mean, Edgy. But if you don't want her to think badly of you, the best thing you can do is talk to me. Alright, I'll talk. That was easy. Alright, Larry, enough is enough. Now confess. Is this a way to treat your best friend, Edgy? Is this the way you treat me? If there's any way for you to treat yours, by lying to him, hiding things... I get the picture already, just stop staring at me like that. I'll tell you everything, okay? Earlier, I thought Verity might like a cup of tea, so I went to pour one for her. But I got distracted and my hand slipped and, smash. I broke the teapot. A priceless piece of work. Of art. It's priceless because of me. Or it's in pieces. No words exist to describe how far away I saw this coming from. Ouch. You really messed up this time, Maurice. See, Edgy, everyone's going to think less of me now. She's never going to forgive me for this. Crying to me won't do you any good. I think you need to apologize to Miss Bound. My teapot, I see. I'm sorry, Juji, I'm so sorry. I don't have any money, but I'll paint your portrait. I'll paint you 50 portraits. Please, Mr. No-Nim, it's really me who should be apologizing. How could I have failed to notice that there were broken pieces of ceramics on the floor? Somebody could have been hurt. Here, let me make sure that's safely disposed of. Immediately suspicious. Why are you trying to get rid of this now? The teapot in question was designed by Artie Frost, correct? I understand that it was something you've long treasured. You must be upset. Kate just stabs him. It's like, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. Stab, stab, stab. It's like Cartman. They can't possibly think of anything less of him. Yeah. Oh, I am. But of course, all things break eventually. I said it like that and I moved closer because, yeah, it's probably going to be a heavy what? Meaning words sentence soon. Whatever. And as luck would have it, I have another identical teapot. It's far from the end of the world. Is she less attached to Mr. Frost's work than she used to be? I can't believe this, Judy. You're the sweetest, the kindest. It's not the teapot you're talking about. It's the one sitting on top of the cart right now, right? Oh, what do you mean? Yeah, so when I smashed the first one, I tried to hide the pieces in the bottom of the cart. And that's when I saw the teapot under there, so I took it out and basically switched the two parts. I see. Yep, and that's everything I have to tell you. I'll be extra careful not to break the other one, promise. You have no shame whatsoever, do you? I'm sorry. It's really quite alright. Thank you for both being so honest. See, Edgy, isn't Judy the absolute best? I trust you won't take advantage of her kindness and will make amends somehow. I sure will. Once I make it out as an artist, I'm going to give her one of my paintings. She's one of my models, after all. It's only fair. At this rate, I suspect he's likely to make more trouble than amends. She just makes cakes of her enemies so she can cough them up. It's like that one scene from Scrubs where one of the nurses is made into a cake. And she's like, please don't eat me. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't Scrubs. That was Star Trek. With the, oh, what's her name? With the psychologist lady. Why can't I remember her name? But yeah, she was a cake. She was like, please, Data, don't cut me. Don't eat me. It was so funny. It's so weird. But don't you think it would be better for you to keep out of her way for a very long while? Oh, but I will be keeping out of her way, because I sketched her and the others already. Her and the others? Keen to see my work, huh? Yeah, I drew a few great sketches of some ravishing beauties. Want to see? And I bet they're going to be great. Interested in Laurice ravishing beauties, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm afraid you've greatly misjudged. I simply wish to see if Larry has captured any unusual details this time. Unusual details? Nothing unusual about these. They're my best works. Really? Now I want to see them too. Oh, you're a sweetheart, Kay. All right, let me dig them out for you. Give me a sec, okay? I suppose you might as well take a look. Originally, Kay says even Edgeworth is interested in Lady. But Mr. Edgeworth, I thought you were gay. That's pretty much what that says. You mean you're not? I suppose we might as well take a look. So, these sketches of yours. Seriously, Edge, if you wanted to check out my art, you should just said so from the get-go. Here, feast your eyes on this. Wow. What am I looking at here? Why is Verity all sparkly? And cool? And Judy does look like a hedgehog. I like that. I told you already. Ravishing beauties. Just a few fair faces that have caught my eye since I've been here, you know? There's Verity and Judy and, somebody else. Why did you draw all of them on the same page? This looks like these are watercolors. Which is even more impressive. So you like hedgehogs? Yeah, I like Sonic the Hedgehog, what of it? Nice emote, though. Well, I meant to draw the room at first, just something to pass the time. And then I saw one beauty and another, and well, I just scribbled them all down as I went. So these were all drawing at this different times. Yeah, I guess. Any one of you too, Kay? You're on a different page, though. Can we see that too? Can we see Edgeworth? Femme Edgeworth! Yeah! One of these things is not like the other. I wonder if it's the person washing the blue cloth. Delicia. Wow, you did? I'm flattered. How true to life are these sketches? Did you only draw what you actually saw? Of course. Do you think I draw anything I can't see? Like using my imagination? You think I have that? Nope, these are 100% true to life, right down to the exact shade of each color. So the colors are accurate. Interesting. Much as it pains me to admit, Larry may have provided me with a useful piece of evidence yet again. Oh, it's probably Verity then, if it's the one where she depicts them, because Verity looks like really cool, but also pretty. Not that she doesn't look pretty in her actual artwork, just I think he put more oomph into it, I guess. But then again, I might be wrong. Obviously, also there's the chocolates on the trolley, which are supposed to be tea set. Hell, originally he basically says he just straight up finds Delicia unattractive. Wow. I mean, Delicia's kind of cute. Larry just has no tastes. Because he's just like, oh, this one's hot. I'm going to go with this one now. When they're all hot in their own special way. Everyone's hot in Phoenix World, I guess. Much as it pains me to admit, I already read that. The servant got in the sketch, for example. If I compare it to the one here in the room, there's a clear contradiction between the two. I think a little deduction is in order. Could I borrow this page for a while, Larry? Sure thing. Want me to sign it for you? Just the page, please. In fact, that's basically all Courtney has. Oh, this page is a real beauty, right? I've really done my subjects justice here. Which one's your favourite? Oh, I really couldn't decide. They're all perfect in their own way. I'm sure you think all of your portraits are perfect, don't you? Of course not. Not everybody's a suitable subject, you know. Take you, for example. You're the dictionary perfect of super hot mess. Definition. I don't resemble that description, do I? Yeah, that's it. That's what I call my next picture book. Verity's Grand on Gaviling Gala. God, so many G's. A worthy sequel to Francie's Whippity Whip Trip. And another guaranteed best-selling blockbuster. Larry, could you please focus on the piece of evidence I'm showing you? Huh? You say something? Ignored by Larry of all people. Skippity skip skip. Delicia constantly says yesy. Whoa, that's one terrifying picture. You should know, you drew it. You did draw the scene accurately, didn't you? You bet I did. A stunt like that burns itself into the eyeballs. I'll never forget that as long as I live, and then he forgets it next week. Or tomorrow. It takes a rare talent to get something like that down on paper exactly as it looked like in real life. You certainly have a rare talent for something. Okay, I can't deduct it here. Maybe I have to speak to her? Oh my, is that me? Yes, it was painted by the so-called artist over there. It's wonderfully drawn. Would you mind if I kept it? I'm sorry, Miss Bound. I'm afraid it's an important piece of evidence. Oh, I see. That's a shame. I suppose Larry's charm is something of a talent and he can impress a gallery owner with sketches like these. This lift cart. I heard it was used 18 years ago too. That's right. It was in another room earlier until I brought it out here. It's very useful for moving large, heavy objects around. But why is it wet? Was it used to carry something wet? Oh, whoops. No, not show anything to him. To them. Can I show anything to you? Oh, it's gonna break the case, is it? Oh, well, I don't want it. Bye. Those are tulips by the door, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, it leads to the spring wing. Ah, spring. Popular time to move house. Which means it's open season for great thieves. Housebreaking is a little beneath a great thief, would you say? Yeah, I guess you're right. Can I look at the sunflowers? No.
Eureka!
Larry, could I ask you something about your sketches? Huh? Fascinated by the work of great Lauristo Nima, huh? It's the composition, right? Not exactly. This light blue tablecloth, you painted that exactly as you saw it, correct? I already told you. Everything is exactly as I saw it. But the tablecloth on the cart here in this room is white. Wow. It's full of crazy theories. The simple stuff just passes right by, huh? What's that look for? Listen, just before I got through the sketch, I was in the middle of some business with the cart and the tea set on it, okay? What kind of business? That's right, I was hiding the pieces of the teapot I smashed kind. That's nothing to boast about. Delta Room tomorrow. Yes. I don't know where that came from, but yes. We're going to have an announcement for Delta Room tomorrow. It's going to be Chapter 5 coming August 25th or something. Anyway, I was still in the middle of cleaning it all up when Judy came out of the winter wing. I didn't want to get busted for breaking the pot, so I quickly dove out of sight. Oh, there is just a lot of chocolates on them. Wait, Miss Bound came from the winter wing? Yeah, and she was pushing a cart, a different one. That's the one with the light blue tablecloth on it I drew. And what did she do with the second serving cot? Well, I saw her in a wheel it into the summer wing, but I don't know what happened to her after that. When I came back out, she was pushing one of those carts, the kind you can lift stuff with. A lift cot? Yeah, so I called it out to her and she just ran off and left it behind. Never had her own note down as a shy type, but it goes just to show you never know. Another serving cot and a lift cart. It's probably going to be that the lift cart was actually carrying one of the ice sculptures and that was transporting it to the other room, and she had covered it with a cloth, and then when she came out, it was no longer on it. Is there maybe another tea set too? We'd better check with Miss Bound. Are there two serving carts here at the gallery, Miss Bound? Yes. Why do you ask? A certain so-called artist showed us this sketch, which I showed you before. I couldn't help but notice the colour of the tablecloth in its light blue. Light blue? I'm afraid your friend must be mistaken. I only use white tablecloths, freshly laundered and starched. Like the perfect wrinkle-free of one of the cart here in the fountain room, right? Exactly. If I saw so much as a blemish, I would replace it right away. Could the colour of the tablecloth in the sketch simply be a mistake of Larry's part? Do you have any idea of what you might have been doing when this sketch was drawn? Let me see. I appear to be carrying out my usual duties. I'd like to ask you a little more about these duties, if I may. What exactly were you doing when this sketch was drawn? Because from what I can see, your cart doesn't have a tea set on it. I was delivering some chocolates to the investigating officers. And you need a whole table for that? You could have put it in a basket. Or in your pockets, or something. Oh, now I'm jealous. I love chocolates. Well, there are a few left over, so here, for both of you. I made them myself. I hope you like them. Woohoo! Thanks, Mr. Pound. Well, why not? They're a little melted, but I suppose that's because they've been sitting around in her pocket. That's I call hacks. Girls don't have pockets. What are you talking about? They're not allowed any for some reason. They're super sweet. I love them. I'm glad to hear it. They may not be the prettiest, but I'm grateful for the energy boost nonetheless. Though perhaps they could do with a little less sugar. Did you like my chocolates? Oh yeah, they were super sweet. I love them. I'm happy you hear it. Samson has such a sweet tooth he wouldn't have had them any other way. They may not look the best at the moment, but our love for a family shines through in how they taste. Maybe now I can show him the chocolates. Ooh, Judy's special homemade delights. The sweetest treat a dad could ask for. Home tea. You know what goes well with one of these, Marzo? A nice strong coffee. That's what. Is that so? I'll have to give it a try. Did I tell you these things are Samson's favourite? Hope you still bring them some sweet comforts after everything he's been through. Maybe you have something to say about the chocolates? Judy gave me a chocolate earlier, you know? And the way she looked at me when she had them in, my heart just melted. Well, she gave us some chocolates too. What? You gotta be kidding me! Kill me now, why don't you? And then I'll come back every Valentine's Day and haunt each and every happy couple. Should we do something, Mr. Edgeworth? He'll be fine. Much like melted chocolate, a hot head cools eventually. Besides, he apparently has another girlfriend he could just go talk to. So he's not really alone. And even he can't hold out until Valentine's Day to enact his outlandish curse anyway. Oh, nothing. Maybe I can combine things? I suspect the differences in aroma we notice is due to the teapots having been switched. You do? I can't see what else they would have been. The tea itself hasn't changed. Why don't we ask Miss Bound just to be sure? Miss Bound, the difference in aroma we noticed, do you think it could have been because of the different teapot? I suppose so. My cup just now had a subtle minty taste, rather like uva tea. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I thought it would say they have different flavors or something. I swear, one of them was said to have a citrus smell. Or mint. Oh, I just remembered. I made some peppermint tea in that pot only yesterday. That must be where the minty aroma is coming from. Or could that really be it? Oh, it's here. Never mind. Yeah, Ubiquitium has the minty fragrance. The tea from the teapot Larry switched his from under the cart smelled faintly of mint. Right, Miss Bound said that she used that pot to make peppermint tea yesterday? Yes, but there's something else that's been troubling me. Miss Bound seemed more taken aback by the switching of the teapots than the breaking of one. You're right. You expect to be the other way around. I suspect she might have been deliberately hiding the teapot underneath the cart. But why? One of Ubiquitium's key characteristics is its minty fragrance. Which means we're gonna die, Kay. We drank that. So what if it's been hiding some in that teapot? What? In the teapot? It's simply a possibility, but one worth investigating, I believe. Mr. Winner, any luck finding that Ubiquitium? Huh? Oh. My people are searching the entire gallery, but they haven't found anything yet. So this is the whole thing with the prison again. We couldn't find it because it was somewhere else. And what about you? Don't tell me you know where it came from. I may have an idea. I knew it. If I can't find it, there's no chance it'll be useless. What? You do know where it came from? Yes. Where? Miss Bound's teapot. Wow. Nice piece. I like it. Yeah, this looks like a fitting prize for a natural-born winner. It's not a prize. It's a vital piece of evidence. Oh, it's just evidence? Oh, then I'll have one of the forensic people check it out. Mr. Edgeworth, is there some sort of problem with my teapot? Possibly. The minty fragrance we noticed coming from it. I think it might just be the scent of one of the chemicals used to make the poison gas. But, Mr. Edgeworth, surely you don't think I had anything to do with that? It couldn't possibly have been moi. I am innocent. Then remove hide the pot. Remove hide the pot? I'm afraid I do. The method used to create the gas would have required considerable preparation. Nobody would have had the time or the opportunity to set up that except you. That's not strictly true. I took around a week to get Zodiac Hall ready for the exhibition. There were all kinds of people coming and going through here during that time, Delicia for one. So you see, I'm not the only person who could have set it up at all. Miss Scone is on our radar too, of course. You needn't worry about that. And besides, I wouldn't know the first thing about making poisonous gas. So even if you did find some Ubiquitium in my teapot, I wouldn't have any idea what to do with it. But I suppose we should see what the test results say first. Miss Bound claims she doesn't know the first thing about making poison gas. I need to find a way to prove that she's lying. Edgeworth speaking. Sir, it's me. Oh, I mean, it sounded like he was throwing up. Is everything all right, Detective? Everybody's left the Reader wing. It's just me in here now. Which means I can tell you what we found. He really shouldn't be sharing information about the investigation. But after the past week or so, I'm not about to stop him now. Exhibits here have all been completely melted. All that's left is a display case and some of the stuff at the bottom. Most of it is the Taurus case and the Gemini case, though. Describe this stuff for me if you can. Oh, yes, sir. It's like pale blue liquid. I had to let some test it out. The sample from the Taurus case just had a bunch of sugar in it. And the one from the Gemini case had 3 substances in it. Which were? Bless me. Sugar, spice, and everything nice. Salt and blood, I mean. Blood? What are salt and blood coming from the Gemini case samples? Not to mention whose blood it could possibly be, but I'm going to test it right away, sir. Please do, Detective, and test it against the victims. Oh, I also spoke over the radio with the forensics guy with the fountain room. He said you just get moved with the sugar that found in the fountain matches the sugar in the pale blue liquid. Oh. I see. I hardly understood what you were saying, but that might well prove to be a significant development. Bless you. Thank you. Anything else to report, Detective? Yes, sir. We found one of those light-emitting devices here in the winter wing, too. There were a few of those being used in the autumn wing to disguise it as a winter wing, as I recall. It seems that the equipment from the 18 years ago is more than just for show. I need to talk to Miss Scott about this. Anyhow, I better get back to it. Let you know as soon as I hear from the lab about that blood. Yes, thank you, Detective. What about the big curtain that's on the hoft to the left? Was that Gummy? Seems like he had a lot to say. He did. And all of it is very useful. If I'm going to approve the Miss Bounds' claim about who could have set up the poison gas trap are false, I'll need to talk to a certain somebody else who was here 18 years ago. Miss Scone, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. Oh, of course, dear. Fire away. Anything for you, Milesy Smilesy, dear. And dear sweet little Toothy DK. I'd appreciate it if it was the last time you called me Milesy Smilesy. I'm not a fan of Tooth Decay either. Well, you'll just have to like it or lump it. I can't change a nickname once I've said hello night. I guess we tried. What can you tell us about the various devices used to decorate the gallery's exhibits? There seems to be some pretty specialized items in use. Light-emitting devices, luminous fabrics. Oh, I can tell you all about those, dearie. After all, I'm the one who gave them to Moody Judy. It was my way of saying sorry for I had broke the rules all those years ago. I bought her 4 lovely new salt lamps and I gave her the 4 piece of luminous cloth I used for the contest. Wow, that's super generous of you. Tee-hee-hee. Or how do you say that in accent? Tee-hee-hee. God, that was awful. Well, us girls have to do our best, don't we? Not that everybody else understands, of course. That better be another dig of me, Delish. I don't know how kind I thought it was. Yes, back then you were a dear, sweet, innocent baby boy. What happened to you, eh? A dear, sweet, innocent baby boy, Mr. Fender? Can't quite picture that, I have to say. So, these decorations, they're all the same as the ones you saw 18 years ago, correct? Yep, salt lamps, glowing fabric, lime in, doodads, the whole bit. There were 4 luminous cloths used in the autumn wing, but I'm sure I saw another one somewhere. Oh, I'm not lying! Oh, it's in my bag somewhere, isn't it? What is she looking for? It's not it! Oh, that's not it either! That cloth looks familiar. Maybe I should jog her memory with something so Miss Scone will tell us more. Oh, whoops. Miss Scone, you're something of a specialist. How might someone learn to make the poison gas that was used in the attack? Any ideas? Well, any pharmacist who's had an investicide ultra would know for a start. After all, it says right there on the label, do not mix with products containing ubiquium. Ever. What about a layperson? It's unlikely they'd know, wouldn't they? I suppose so, yes. Well, not unless they had an us for Thru's Ultimate Cookbook, anyway. The prize for the contest 18 years ago. And the recipe for making investicide ultra, along with not mixing with ubiquium bit, is in there, you know. I see. So, you're familiar with the contents of the book? Oh yes, dear. I know it inside out. Because I work for the Tangaroa group, you see. We're the company behind Cold Killer X. I'm sure you've heard of it. Isn't that the stuff that Phoenix was taking for his cold? Cold Killer X. Fight back sniffles and sneezes with ease, apparently. After Sammy people, they're found guilty, the people who took custody of the book. But they only grant their most trusted people access to it, of course. Which means Miss Scone is one of those elites, I suppose. You had a piece of fabric like this in your bag, did you not, Miss Scone? Albeit a somewhat grimier one. Oh, grimy? How rude! You won't get people to cooperate with your little investigation like that, young man. Shall I call it a dish towel, then? Perhaps you use it to wipe up some sort of spillage. The spillage, she says! The cheek! Where's a piece of highly specialized luminous cloth? Oh, I probably should have told you that. Oh my god, she's become Hagrid! I should definitely have not told you that. I think I'd like to know a little more about this highly specialized luminous cloth, if you don't mind. Why didn't you want to know you had a piece of luminous cloth in your bag? Oh, well, I suppose there's no point in hiding it now, is there? If you must know, I fished it out of the fountain. It was right before they called me into the autumn wing. So Larry's sketcher Miss Gone is when she was trying to retrieve the cloth. At first I thought it was one of the clones I gave to Judy. One of the 4 you'd given the gallery, correct? Exactly, but all 4 were being used in the autumn wing, weren't they? So I realised. It must be one of the ones that went missing all those years ago. I'd already had my infesticide ultra pinched and used to make poison gas. If one of my cloths turned up to have been used in some sort of dastardly deed too, well, it was going to look guilty as sin, wasn't I? So I kept hidden it in my bag and hoped for the best. I see. Oh, it does feel good to get off my chest, though. Stress is no good for complexions. So, the cloth that disappeared 18 years ago, the one that the victim was wrapped up in, just happens to reappear in the fountain at the same time as the body. Sugar composition matches that of the sugar found in the pale blue liquid in Artie Frost room 18 years ago. Sugar detected in the fountain also seems to match. I only have that. Never mind. Tell me, Fender, what kind of person is Miss Bound? Huh? Wait a minute. Don't tell me you've got a thing for her, Master. I do not. Chill, I'm just yanking your chain. Anyway, what can I say about Judes? Well, she's a real brave trooper for one. What else do you call someone who's been waiting around for 18 whole years just like she has for Samson? Even after the extended family kicked her out of this place. Oh, really? What? They threw her out? Yep, Judes wasn't technically part of the family. There was nothing she could do. Really? I thought the guy adopted her. She had nothing, nobody, and no job after Samson took the fall. So she had no choice but to take what he taught her and make her own way in showbiz. She retired from all that now, though. Yes. Why did she retire? She's only 34. She'd finally made enough to buy the old place back. She even got the Ornament cookbook back from Tangaroa Group after they basically stole it. Guess this place and everything to do with it was all she ever cared about. So she just wanted it back, all of it. Fender seems very sympathetic to Mr. Bounds, polite. But from a less charitable perspective, she has in a way taken everything from Mr. Tangaroa for herself. The Ultimate Cookbook contained instructions on how to create the poison gas, and the current owner of the book is none other than Miss Judy Bound. No way, you mean... I'm afraid I do. Miss Bound would have been perfectly capable of setting up a gas trap. Finally, we can prove that she's been lying to us. Woo! And that's that. All that's left now is to await the results of the test on the teapot. Oh, really? It just ends there? Okay. That's a weird way to end it. That felt kind of long, but let's see what part... How long we've been going for? An hour and 20 minutes. Oh boy. How many parts do we have left? And how long is the next one? Because if it's long enough that it will take up the rest of the stream, we can do it. But if it's going to take like multiple hours, I don't know. Oh. I'm just going to save again. Later, or the latter, Judy Bound's testimony, part 1. It sounds like there's going to be 2 parts. Go for it. Okay, fine. I'm just going to rub my eyes. 1 sec. Oh, man. Ugh. April 2nd, 2:33 p.m. The test results have come back in, sir. Traces of the penguin were found in the teapot. They were? Just like Mr. Edgeworth said. Curse you better not think this means you beat me. You really need to drop this obsession with becoming the first Mr. Winner. We're all on the same side here, remember? We're all trying to get the truth. What? But first is best. Everybody knows it's better to be a winner than a loser. That's really no way for a prosecutor to think. Not a successful one, anyway. What? But Enough. Mr. Edgeworth, please refrain from taunting the boy. I was not taunting him, I was teaching him a lesson. He needs to know this, Gavel. Otherwise he'll be a terrible person for the rest of his life. Ignore him, Eustace. He isn't worthy of your attention. I'm worth more than your stupid attention. But Gavel! Oh, alright. Why don't I take care of things here for now? In the meantime, you can perform the far more important task of going and checking on the victim. Oh, yeah, good idea. I'll be right back. Excellent. We shall see you shortly then. Mr. Winner's annoying, but totally I mean, he's not. He could probably get someone wrongly convicted because he's a dumbass. Judge Gavel, on the other hand. Now, Miss Bound, perhaps you can explain why traces of ubiquitous were found in your teapot. I had no idea there was anything like that in there. Perhaps one of the ingredients in the dishwashing soap I used. So you're telling the court that you did not intentionally put ubiquitous in the teapot? Yes, exactly. Why would I? Until today, I had no idea that it could be used to make poison gas. You are a trained actress, are you not, Miss Bound? I have thought you'd be a more convincing liar. What do you mean? You have access to the Ultimate Cookbook, correct? A book that just so happens to contain instructions on how to create the poison gas used in the attack, which is odd because it said it had medications, not poison gas. Meaning it's perfectly possible for you to know exactly how to make it. You're very well informed, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Bound, is what Mr. Edgeworth said true? The book does contain information on how to make the poison gas, yes. But the fact that I have seen it doesn't make me guilty. Can I ask exactly how the gas was triggered? The victim used a blowtorch to heat the lid of one of the display cases, thereby melting the ubiquitous. I see. But he locked himself in the room, didn't he? Surely that, and the fact he triggered it himself, wouldn't it point to him as being a suicide attempt? No, because how in the hell would he know that it's made of ubiquitous? So, she's not willing to admit anything. Furthermore, where would I have gotten a hold of the Infesticide Ultra? Oh, I don't know. Perhaps you stole it. You know, I did bump into Moody Judy a week or so ago. And that very evening I noticed my Infesticide Ultra had gone missing. Judy, surely you didn't? Delicia, you carry your bag of pharmaceuticals with you everywhere, don't you? There would have been any number of opportunities from someone other than myself to steal it from you. That's true, and I don't have any hard evidence that it definitely was Miss Bound who stole it. Jude, there's clearly something you're not telling us. Why don't you just come clean, huh? We all know you never hurt somebody for no reason, so... Not you too. You think I'm guilty as well, Mr. Fender. I guess you're just not going to listen to the words he said? Can you blame me? We got one with disguise and another, a gas-trapping one with the display cases. And you're the proprietor of the establishment. It's looking a lot like you did it, kiddo. Do I want to lie? Point this at you? You've got this all wrong. You have to remember, the gallery doesn't have any security cameras, nor any security personnel. Why? Why have the most unsafe gallery exhibit in existence? Oh, we don't need it. There's no crime. No one's going to try and kill anyone. Not like it happened before. If some ill-intentional person or other wanted to get in undetected, what happened to the camera system? I don't think they'd have much of a problem. Wow, you're practically asking to be burglarized. You need to be more careful. A great thief could have a field day in here. And I don't think she's joking. And actually, it seems that Mr. Gusto did in fact enter the gallery before it opened. Sheesh. Dude's one tough cookie. She's not budging an inch. Maybe it's time to rock a little technique Gregory taught me back in the day. And what technique might that be? So hear me out. Everything's connected to what happened 80 years back, yeah? And since we're not getting anywhere by focusing on the here and now, maybe we ought to approach this from a different angle, look at the past for clues instead. A turnabout in thinking. Some have rather used this method and well. One is with attorneys and using backwards logic. It makes no sense. I guess I'll use it myself. That's just me pretending to be Edgeworth, not me. Alright, let's run through the old Tinkertron. How was Jews involved in what happened back then? According to Miss Bound, it was because of her that Mr. Frost-flavoured ice sculpture was melted. And yet his sculptures were on display on this gallery very today. Whatever. Is it possible that she... Thank you, Fender. I think I know what I need to ask Miss Bound now. Don't think me. Thank you, Pops. Now take it away, Mousy. I'll grab your popcorn. Miss Bound, you say that you were the only one who caused Mr. Frost's creation to melt 18 years ago, correct? I'm afraid so. I was young and foolish, and it was a terrible accident. And yet, what you did allowed you to open the exhibit, no? What do you mean? Yes, what do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? If you are going to ask such questions, perhaps a formal testimony from Miss Bound might be best. Yes, perhaps it might. I'd like to know a little more about Zodiac Hall, and about why Miss Bound decided to dedicate the space to Mr. Frost's work. Very well, if you believe it relevant to the case, I will allow it. Miss Bound, would you mind? Not at all. I'll do whatever it takes to prove that I'm innocent. And then please, if you would give us some background as to Zodiac Hall and the pieces on display here. It took 18 years, not at long last. I was finally able to buy Samson's home back a little while ago. But a place like this is expensive to maintain, so I decided to turn it into an art gallery. To that end, I collected as many Paul Halik pieces as I could from around the world. But because, if I'm honest, it's always been something of a dream of mine to open a space dedicated to his works. Thank you for your testimony, Miss Bound. How wonderful it is you were able to fulfill your dream. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, everything seems entirely above board to me. Judge Cavell, that was hardly simply the witness's preliminary statement. As you surely know, the value of that testimony cannot be evaluated without cross-examination. Spoken like a true attorney. Very well. You may do what you must. And I will.
Hold it!
I don't know why I'm getting dizzy from speaking. 18 years. You must have gone through a lot to buy it back, Miss Bound. This home, this place, such memories abound. I couldn't stand to lose it after what I'd found. Stop being hot and just answer the question. Samson, I did what I had to do to see that home was waiting here for you. How does she make it look so easy? I'll say. I wouldn't mind expect any less from a trained triple threat performer. If you could continue with your testimony, Miss Bound, minus the singing, if you please.
Hold it!
You managed the gallery by yourself, Miss Bound. Yes, well, we only opened yesterday, so I haven't done much actual managing yet, but I have to keep the mansion going. Can't have it falling down around my ears. Something could come home any day, after all. So she really got the house back for him. I'm so sorry, Judy. Wish I could have done more. Oh, you've done plenty, Mr. Fender. If anyone should have done more, it's me. Even if the only thing I could do right now is keep this place safe for Samson.
Hold it!
Paul Halik, and that was Mr. Frost's pseudonym, correct? Yes, he had adopted it while he was working on a sculpture in France. I see. I'm curious about some of the pieces in your collection, more specifically. How were you able to acquire the Taurus and Gemini sculptures? It was my understanding that Mr. Frost died before he could complete them. Yes, I was able to create replicas for the Winter Wing based on photos of the sculptures he'd made. Really? Perhaps you could go into some more detail on that.
Hold it!
Tell me more about this dream of yours, Miss Bound. Well, what I really wanted was to open a gallery with Samson, of course. A gallery of dance, a gallery of song, a gallery of gaiety and candy all day long. That was the idea, anyway. And here I thought art was to be appreciated in silence, not accompanied by musical numbers. Alas, Miss Tangaroa has transgressed against the edicts of the gods of justice. Goddess. And as such, that part of your dream may go permanently unfulfilled. No, Samson he's innocent! That awful prosecutor refused to listen, but it's true. He'd never hurt anybody. Mr. Tangaroa gave a false confession in order to protect Miss Bound. The two of them really did what they could to protect one another, didn't they? And soon they'll swap places.
Hold it!
These photos you mentioned, you mean the ones you took yourself to Miss Frost's room 18 years ago? Yes, you certainly know a lot of what happened back then, Mr. Edgeworth. So those statues in the Winter Wing were just copies? And I didn't even get a chance to see them before they melted. No, the sculptures in question were definitely not replicas. Which means that Miss Bound is lying. I know, it's such an awful shame after we went to the trouble of recreating them too. The sculptures in the Winter Wing weren't replicas, they were the very ones from 18 years ago. I need to show her what I'm aware of that, or I'll never get to the truth. No. They say there is a test, really? Why would you resort to tactics like these, Sniffle? Miss Bound, please, control yourself. Fine, then shall we continue? So her tears were all an act, I suppose. She's a competent actor. She gave me crocodile tears. It's either going to be the picture or the thing that specifically said that it was made from the same things. I'm afraid you've run out road, Miss Bound. You can lie all you like, but you can't deny the results of the tests conducted on the sculpture's remains. And those tests leave no room for ambiguity. What you had on display weren't replicas. They were the very statues Miss Frost carved 18 years ago. Oh, I can't help probably explain how they worked out of the, if you like, dear. It's the sugar, you see. You might think sugar is sugar, but the composition is actually very unique. You could probably recreate the statues, but the sweet secret of their chemical makeup, no chance. Thank you, Miss Gunn. I don't recall asking for her help, but still. To put it simply, the statues didn't disappear back then because they melted. They disappeared because you spirited them away and kept them hidden for all these 18 long years. What? Did you get a pair of flavored ice sculptures around somewhere for all that time? Not the most out of their idea in the world, assuming you had a big enough icebox. Quiet, all of you. Miss Bound, have you say anything in your defense? So you've already learned that much. Shall I take that to mean that you admit to having hidden the flavored ice sculptures in question? No, I admit to no such thing. You haven't proven that I was the one who took those statues away. But you now admit that they were real statues. Okay. And you won't, because it would have been impossible for me to do so in the first place. The police were already here when they disappeared. How could I have done it without them noticing? How indeed. I don't yet know exactly how you did it, but I'm far from ready to say that it was impossible for you to have stolen them away. You're a very persistent man, aren't you, Mr. Edgeworth? I am indeed, and I won't stop until I get to the truth. I see. Then I'd better tell you exactly what I did that day 18 years ago. If evil, why ha? As people would say, but she's not evil. The whole time before the judging began, I was waiting upstairs in our living room area on standby. During the judging, I had to go change the camera's film cartridge for Samson. But before I could take the cameras back to Samson, I discovered Mr. Frost's body. Later, around when your father arrived, I began to make the rounds and serve tea to everyone present. That is when I saw Mr. Gusto enter Mr. Frost's room. And those are my movements on that day all happened. I hardly see how you could take issue with any of that. That's for us to decide, Miss Bound. Are you saying there's contradiction in her story, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm more focused on proving the fact that she did indeed steal those statues. The question is, when she would have had the opportunity to do so. If I can pinpoint that, then I might be able to prove exactly what she got up to. And what were you doing while you were waiting? I was in my room practicing some dance routines. I was on a TV show called Bacon Pop with Samson, you see. Bacon Pop? What kind of show is this? Also, I just remembered, wasn't she like 16 or 17 during this time? They kicked her out? What the hell? They put a kid on the streets. It was a children's show. The two of them would sing and dance as they made a variety of sweets. Well, that sounds awesome. Off the phone. Miles, you usually watch it? My father introduced me to it. I may have watched an episode or two. So Miss Bound passed the time before the judging began by practicing her dance routines. Was the moment when Miss Bound stole the sculptures? This wasn't the moment. That can't have been the moment she did it. I'd better listen carefully to what she says.
Hold it!
Were you the only one who would have been able to move around freely during the judging? Well, I wouldn't say freely exactly, but I was able to move around more easily than the contestants, yes. Even so, I could hardly have spirited the sculptures away while Samson was standing right there, could I? And I ran straight off to change the film as soon as he asked me. I wouldn't have had any time. So, changing the film and the camera as requested by Mr. Tangaroa. Was this the moment Miss Bound stole the sculptures? Nope. You entered the room containing Mr. Tangaroa's work before bringing the camera back to him, correct? Yes, I heard the sound of something collapsing. Samson, are you in there? Ah! Sound of the chocolate ship falling over after someone took a bite out of one of the supports. And Mr. Tangaroa was still in Mr. Gusto's room when his body was found. Yes, I'm fairly certain that was the case. He was judging each room in order, and he liked to take his time. To the point at which she discovered Mr. Frost's body was the moment Miss Bound stole the sculptures. This was when you removed the sculptures. But how would I have done that? But, well... Even a great thief could have struggled to steal the sculptures around then, Mr. Edgeworth. Looks like I got it wrong. My apologies. Please continue, Miss Bound. It's like we're almost trying to... Like, she's almost wanting us to find her out. It's like, no, I could have done it then. Oh, yeah, that was the time. That's when I did it. Good job, Edgeworth.
Hold it!
Just as you did today. Yes, I went around and offered everyone working on the investigation a cup of tea. Present company included. I remember it well. You were there. Here, there, upstairs, downstairs, everywhere, with that little Carlos. Interesting. And did anything strike you as strange around that time? Oh yeah, Gregory was singing the praises of Judy's tea, and, I think you mentioned the sauces were cold? His sauces were cold? Was this the moment she stole the sculptures? Miss Bound, I believe I was there. This was when you stole the sculpture. Excuse me. I hate to contradict you, but the fountain room was full of witnesses at that point, Mr. Fender included. Are you suggesting that I somehow got the sculptures out of Mr. Frost's room right under everyone's noses? That is precisely what I'm suggesting. Miss Bound stole those ice sculptures and she did it by hiding them here. Somehow we have a flash of image of like what happened back then. Somehow. My father and Fender had no idea one of the sculptures was mere inches away from them, because it wasn't just a tea set you were pushing around, Miss Bound, but a hidden ice sculpture in a glass case.
Overruled.
Surely such a thing would have been impossible. How would a case of that size fit on a serving cart? It would have been spotted immediately. Who said anything about a serving cart? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Edgeworth. What are you suggesting she used instead? She moved it very slowly, and the Pink Panther theme playing. Da-da-da-da.
Take that!
And this is the cart the Miss Bound used to move the flavoured ice sculptures of Miss Frost's room every 18 years ago. And it would have appeared that very same cart is still here with us in this fountain room. We originally bought it for use in the contest. And you're saying that Miss Bound loaded Mr. Frost's sculptures onto this cart and carried them off? I am. As you can imagine, all one would need to do is lay the case on its side and a tablecloth, and it looked exactly like a normal serving cart, thus allowing her to move the sculptures around freely. Can it be? Holy moly! Of course! That's why the sauces were so chilly. They were sitting on top of a big glob of ice. Dudes, how could you? Impressive. Then again, you are Mr. Gregory Edgeworth's son. I should have expected no less. There isn't a scrap of evidence that I stole the sculptures all those years ago now. And yet, I knew not no matter what I said or did, I'd always be under a cloud of suspicion. So you admit it? You admit that you stole them from Mr. Frost's room? Yes, I do. I took those sculptures and their glass cases out of the room 18 years ago. As Mr. Edgeworth correctly deduced, I dressed up the lift cart as a serving cart to do it. And I slipped in and out of Mr. Frost's room while I was going around serving tea to everyone. In the end, I'd moved not only the sculptures, but the flavoured ice Zodiac box as well. Zodiac blocks? I feel like I've seen them for myself before. There's a huge block of ice on display here! It must be incredibly heavy, though maybe not, what with there being hollow on the inside. If the Winter Wing really is an exact replica of Mr. Frost's room from 18 years ago, I felt like I was shouting there, sorry. Then even though my father never saw them because they'd already melted, the Zodiac blocks must have been in the victim's room back then as well. When I had finished moving the ice block sculptures and the 2 Zodiac blocks out, I took 2 fresh empty cases to Mr. Frost's room and put them where the original 2 had been. Only the sculptures had been kept in the glass cases, you see, to prevent them from being damaged. The blocks were a little more robust, so they had been displayed as well as is. As stated in the contest rules, we are responsible for providing all display materials, including cases. So did she just stuff them in a freezer and the new owners never touched? Maybe. Meaning it would have been easy for her to prepare those empty spares we swapped in, unless she had a storage locker saved up, like she had like a locker she could rent out that would put stuff in it to keep them cool, and she also used money to support that, but, you know, who knows. Meaning it would have been easy for her to prepare those empty spares she swapped in. Mr. Frost's room contained quite a few other flavoured iceworks in progress. I figured if I melted them down somehow, the resulting puddle would look like it came from the sculptures. And that is how the sculptures from 18 years ago came into the Winter Wing to be today. I have to say, Mr. Edgeworth, that's quite the confession. Indeed, and I think she offered it so wittily because she knows there's nothing we can do with it. That's all I have to tell you. However, despite everything I've shared, you can't charge me with anything now, can you? What? How'd you figure that? Oh my. I would have thought you might know at least this much, given that you were at a crime scene. I suggest you memorize the various statutes and limitations outlined in this book. Statutes for dummies? Okay. Statutes of what? Statutes and limitations. They're bringing this back! Yay! I'm so happy they brought back the worst rule in the Phoenix Wright games. Simply put, Kay, prosecutors only have a certain amount of time within which they can put a suspect on trial for a given crime. Let's take a closer look, shall we? It's not the only one, but it's one of them. 7 years from the date of the crime, separate time frames apply with... I didn't get a chance to finish reading that! So, it's different for every crime? Murder, 15 years, theft, 7? Yes, Miss Bound stole the ice sculptures 18 years ago. 7 years from the date. Separate time frames apply with regards to claims for damages. That's for theft. Murder. 15 years from the date of the crime. The statute is suspended should the suspect flee to a foreign country. The statute is suspended from the time of any competent indictment of the end of the trial. Okay, I see how this is working out. The theft one is specifically for Bound, and the murder one is going to come into play with the actual murderer who killed Frost, who's going to turn out to be the samurai guy because he fled the country. So technically he went away to learn about making stuff, but that would count as being as fleeing suspect. So the statute of limitations was paused. That's my guess. Do you mean the relevant evidence thing from RTFA? I mean, sure, that too. There are a lot of laws in this thing I just don't like. Because they're stupid and I hate them. So it's too late to have her arrested for that crime. I don't believe it. Yeah, you shouldn't, because people that steal things can still get caught and then tried. Like, there was a guy who stole paintings and he got tried like years later. Theft is a serious matter, especially when it involves the removal of evidence from a crime scene. However, as you yourself pointed out, Miss Bound, we can no longer be prosecuted because of for a crime. Rendering your revelation rather pointless, wouldn't you say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Objection!
I've got a hole in my shirt. This is my collar. I just noticed. I was like rubbing my neck and I felt it. I wouldn't be so sure about that. For you see, the theft of the ice sculptures isn't my principal interest here. I find the body that reappeared 18 years after the theft to be considerably more interest. Are you suggesting that I also hid Miss Frost's body? Indeed I am. It better be green. But how do you keep a body hidden for 18 years without anybody finding it? By hiding it in a very unusual way. Oh, now this is interesting. Are you telling me that you know where the body was been all this time, Mr. Edgeworth? It's not such a big leap if you think about what Miss Bound has told us already. Let's just say it wasn't just flavoured ice that she removed from Mr. Frost's room back then. Very well. If you are confident in this claim, let us put you to the test. Oh, you mean my shirt? Is my shirt green? It's not St. Patrick's Day. Oh, no, it is. No, the shirt is not green, it's red. But I do have other things that are green that I'm wearing, so I should be good. Tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, where exactly was Mr. Frost hidden?
Take that!
This is where Miss Bound body was here. I'm afraid you have to demonstrate how that works, Edgeworth. Come on, how do you body been hidden there? Oh, she's right, that wouldn't work at all. If you have anything else, give me Judge Gamel, but you would give me one last chance. If I must, but you must try conversations any further. Tell me where you put your stuff.
Take that!
Okay, so it's not that. It's got to be the other thing then. I was thinking that she hid the body inside the statues just to be dramatic, but it's not. It's probably going to be that she had him under here.
Take that!
Okay, maybe not then. I'm like rushing because I want to just get to the end, so I'm like skipping things probably. Well, this didn't work. This doesn't really tell us anything about where the body was hidden.
Take that! Take that!
Okay. A photograph Mr. Frost's works. And of the victim's body, Your Honor. You will have to forgive me, but I don't see what you mean. We were exactly in this photograph as Mr. Frost's body. Right, because the cloth was hiding his body.
Take that!
The Gemini sculpture. Yes, it may look like a sculpture at first glance, but it is in fact Mr. Frost's corpse. What? Surely you can't be serious. I don't see anything in the photograph to support such a wild claim. That's because some piece of evidence was used to hide the body in plain sight. And what piece of evidence might that be? The court demands that you present to use to conceal the body. Oh, I did it in the wrong order. One of the cloths that used from the in-autumn wing. Yes, when it's made to glow in just the right way, it's so visually convincing you might mistake it for ice. Isn't that right, Miss Scone? Well, yes, dear, but you can make it look like just about anything, really, even blazing fire. And the light shade of blue might make it look like ice, yes, exactly like it, in fact. Is it not the case that a certain special device is needed to generate those colours, It would, if you would take another look at the photograph of the winter wing, Your Honour. You'll notice that there is a small box connected to the bottom of the Gemini display case. That's one of the very light-emitting devices in question. Detective Gumshoe even confirmed its presence. In fact, this particular device went missing 18 years ago. Back then, it was no doubt firmly connected to the cloth inside the display case, which means Miss Bound had no choice but to take it with her when she removed the sculpture. So you see, this cloth and the light-emitting device were being used to create the illusion that Mr. Frost's body was in fact a statue carved from ice. No, this cannot be. My throat's starting to hurt now. Not hurt, like lose its efficacy. Wait, is he telling me that when we took that photo of us in the winter wing? Yes, we were standing right in front of the body. How morbid. But the body and the cloth were both recovered from the fountain. Why were they found there if the body was supposed to be in the winter wing disguised as a sculpture? Because there would have been no mystery as to how the body had been hidden if we found it as is. Miss Bound needed to remove Mr. Frost from the winter wing in order to throw us off the scent. Ridiculous. I don't recall her sneaking around much behind our backs to throw a body in the fountain. No, and she didn't need to, because she had another method of her disposal. Her trusty little lift cart. The same cart she had proved useful in executing her original theft. I believe she wheeled the body into one of the other wings and floated it down the stream to the fountain. The frozen body, being quite solid, probably got stuck somewhere along the way, which is only why the cloth appeared at first. The cloth Miss Scone discovered. And then the body followed afterwards, once had thawed enough. It's an ingenious theory, Mr. Edgeworth, but can you prove that it was me? It seems a little unfair to expect me to accept your accusations without proof, don't you think? Huh. What about it, eyewitness? Do you think somebody might have spotted her when she was moving the body? As a matter of fact, I do. And the contradiction in that piece of evidence I was provided will shed light on exactly how Miss Bound moved the body as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any evidence to support your allegation? Of course, I have a piece of very compelling proof right here. Then please present it to the court. What evidence do you have to prove the claims that act as Miss Bound?
Take that!
More drawings. And is that me? Yes, Mr. Butts drew sketches of people as they passed through the fountain room. But what I'm interested in is the cart as we see it here. Miss Bound's serving cart. What about it? You don't see it? She's using the same trick she used 18 years ago. Ergo, we know that Miss Bound was busy moving Mr. Frost's body when this picture was being drawn. What? If I may, I don't see Mr. Frost's body anywhere in that sketch. All I see is a picture of me delivering chocolates to everyone. Really? Then allow me to attract your attention to the colour of the tablecloth. Honestly impressive that so many witnesses have such good logic and reasoning skills to not miss the little things. I originally thought that Mr. Butt had made an error, but he's assured me that it couldn't possibly be the case. This tablecloth appears to be a light blue. Yes, the shade of tablecloth that Miss Bound doesn't seem to own. The cloth only appears to be light blue due to the body hiding underneath. What? But the shape of the cart is perfectly rectangular, just as one would expect. Surely it would have been immediately obvious if the tablecloth was being draped directly over the body. Not if the body had been placed inside one of the hollow zodiac blocks in the winter wing. place one of those in the lift cart and it easily passes the muster as a regular serving cart, wouldn't you agree? Goddess of justice! Miss Bound, surely now you must admit that it was you who moved the body, just as you did 18 years ago! I didn't expect you to deduce all that from a simple sketch. But that sketch alone isn't really enough to prove the theory, is it? You needn't worry from that front. My case doesn't rest solely on Mr. Butt's artwork. Once you had disposed of the body, your serving cart became a simple lift cart once more, which meant exactly what we discovered here in the fountain room. Without a serving cart, you had to find some place to put your chocolates. My chocolates? The one I had handing out? And we saw in the sketch you had it originally placed them on top of the cart. But the chocolates you gave us came from your pocket. Oh yeah, mine was half melted. It was still super sweet and tasty though. Why did you suddenly feel the need to put the chocolates in your pocket, Miss Bound? It was because you no longer had a serving cart to put them on. That's why. I've got to be careful with those. One moment, please. You have explained what Miss Bound did with the chocolates and the lift cart. But what about the tablecloth? Where did it go? Indeed, if snatching the chocolates in her pockets were the only solution to think of, I doubt Miss Bound had the time to dispose of the entire tablecloth. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an answer for me? Miss Bound didn't hide or dispose of the tablecloth, Your Honour. In fact, it's right here in front of us. Perhaps you would care to enlighten us. Where exactly is the tablecloth used in the hide the body? It's not on Miss Bound. I thought we established that it was held by Delicia, but I don't know how you would say that in these options. Would you say not in this room or in the fountain? There's no doubt in my mind that it's in the fountain. And there's no doubt in my mind that if it were, we would have found it already, Mr. Edgeworth. It's it, Malzo. There's no doubt in my mind that you've had a little boo-boo there. It would seem so. You know, thinking back to the first time I met Judes, I remember wrapping a tablecloth around her waist before getting down to work. Oh, okay. Never mind. Interesting. I think that might prove to be a vital clue. Yeah, maybe. If the defense is done talking amongst themselves, perhaps they can finally enlighten the court. That's the luminous cloth, not a tablecloth. I thought, in my mind, I'm like thinking that luminous cloth was the tablecloth, but I guess it wasn't. Miss Bound had the tablecloth on her person, and in plain view, in fact. In plain view? No, surely you don't mean... Miss Bound, take off that apron! Is that cloth around your waist, isn't it? And given the Zodiac blocks weren't kept in glass cases, that cloth could have been in direct contact with the ice, and we all would need to confirm their theory is to test the cloth for traces of sugar used in Mr. Frost's work. The game is up, Miss Bound. It's time to come clean. You won't need to test the tablecloth. Everything you said is true. I stole Delicia's Investicide Ultra, and I moved Mr. Frost's body. Dramatic. It was me. It was all me. Delicia, I'm sorry. Last week I went into your bag and I took it. And then I put it in his pocket, hoping to make it look like he had tried to do it himself. I also made sure to leave no fingerprints but yours, just in case the police suspected foul play. Judy, you... Oh gosh! But Judes, why? Weren't we supposed to be on the same side? All fighting together to free Samson? We were, but I couldn't afford to get arrested. Not yet. Not until I'd finally proven that Samson is innocent. I had always planned to give myself up in the end, I swear. I know it's easy to say that now, but... Why'd you do it this way, though? It's not like you. I'm so sorry, Mr. Fender. I've caused you so much trouble. I've been the guilty party all along, ever since that day 18 years ago. Are you trying to tell us that the true culprit in the IS-7 incident was you? I committed a terrible crime. I took those sculptures and I stole them for purely selfish reasons. The moment Mr. Frost died, they became more than mere entries to a confectionery contest. They became the final works of Samson's favourite artist. I couldn't allow them to be melted away, not before he came home. Not that I meant I couldn't let anybody near them, not even the police. So I hid them. I knew it was wrong, but I just had to. I put them in the cold storage room for safekeeping. But what I had actually done was far worse than anything I could have possibly imagined. Because who would have thought that Mr. Frost's body itself was posing as one of the sculptures? So she didn't know about the body when she stole the sculptures. So someone had moved it and hidden it in the sculptures already when she stole it. So she didn't do that. Okay, that kind of changes things, because I thought she was morbid and did it herself, but no. Samson is a kind man, a saint. He would never kill anybody, never. And just because of what I did, the police found Mr. Frost's body and Samson was found guilty. After all he'd done for me, he was my family, the only family I ever had. He was the most important person in the entire world, and I... Dudes. After his conviction, I was forced out of our home. I was finally able to return only a few days ago, and when I did, I went to cold storage room to check up on the sculptures, and that's where... Oh, so she did just leave them in as cold storage in this house. Mr. Frost's body, it had been there the whole time. Of course, by that point, the statute of limitations had expired. So I did what I did today, and because it was the only way I could think of to make things right. It seems I've misunderstood her intentions. Everything she's done really has been all for Tangaroa's sake. Hey, what are you thinking about, Mr. Edgeworth? Something that's been puzzling me. Why did Miss Bound use poison gas? Or why not a more reliable method? And why disguise the autumn wing as the winter wing? The only reason I can think of is to confuse someone who was here 18 years ago. Yeah, I wonder what she had in mind. If she was trying to prove that Mr. Tangaroa is innocent, Miss Bound's ultimate goal must be to find the true killer. We should have been trying to discover the identity of the true culprit. Miss Bound, your ultimate aim was to see Mr. Tangaroa cleared of all charges, correct? And to that end, you had to expose the real killer and have the police find the body from 18 years ago. Is my understanding of your intentions correct? Exhibiting the sculptures was sure to force the killer to return to the crime scene. After all, they were the only person apart from you who knew that the body was hidden in the icework. So they would have freaked out thinking the body was about to be discovered and come running, yeah? Exactly, but Miss Bound ran the risk that the killer might successfully cover their tracks this time. In the worst-case scenario, they might have been able to remove Mr. Frost's body from the scene. So how could she lure the true killer into revealing themselves without putting vital evidence at risk? Oh, I see what you're getting at. You're saying that why the Air Wing was all winter wingy. I am. You were benefiting or betting on one thing, Miss Bound, weren't you? That whoever opened the Pacey's case you'd had so carefully disguised as a Gemini case would be real perpetrator of the IS-7 incident. No. But that would mean the real killer was... Enough. Not another word. Do you realize the implication of what you are saying, Mr. Edgeworth? Are you prepared to stand behind your accusation you are clearly about to make? Miss Bound set a trap for Mr. Frost's killer, meaning that whoever found themselves caught in that trap is highly likely to be the guilty party. But I lack the evidence to support such an assertion. To accuse somebody of evidence without any evidence is not to be done lightly. So, should I really go ahead and make my accusation and name Tangaroa Frost's killer nonetheless? We're winging it like Phoenix Wright, baby. We're going to say it was him without evidence. My ultimate goal is to see the truth exposed. And to do that, I need to seize the moment. Yes, Judge Gavelle, I am prepared to stand behind my accusation. I know exactly who is to blame for the IS-7 incident. It was Delicia. It was Larry Butts. No, it was... I knew it! Mr. Gusto, the victim of the poison gas attack and the perpetrator behind the IS-7 incident. Gusty? Mr. Gusto. Miss Bound, as we have established, you knew that the opening of the gallery would lure in the real culprit, and you set up the poison gas trap in order to catch them. Do you dispute the facts thus far? You're a very impressive man, Mr. Edgeworth. I look just like your father. I'm better than him. I am not dead. And of course, you're absolutely right. And then perhaps you could tell us exactly what happened in your own words. Of course, I have nothing to hide anymore, so I might as well tell you everything. As you said, I set a trap here in the gallery to try and catch Mr. Frost's killer. Before we opened, I made sure that the door to the Autumn Wing was the only one that was unlocked. When opening the time came, I went around to unlock the doors of the various rooms, and found that the Autumn Wing was locked from the inside. The killer is on the other side of the door, the thought. What had frightened me. And then she simply walked away, leaving him to fall victim to a poison gas trap. When I heard that Mr. Gusto was being treated for gas inhalation, that's when I knew he was the murderer. All that was left was the police to find Mr. Frost's body, and then Samson was finally proven innocent. At least that was my plan. Garden Galaxy. Sure. Dudes, why didn't you tell me? You know, I'd always him for you, right? I would have taken part in this crime. We could have found another way. It wouldn't have to be like this. Thank you, Mr. Fender. You've been so kind to me all these years. But I'm the one who created this mess, so it was up to me to try and clean it up. I didn't care what it took, as long as it got Samson out of the awful place. Judy. 18 years ago, the police managed to cover up the fact that Mr. Frost's body had gone missing. If it went to them now and said it had reappeared, I'm afraid they might have tried to cover things up again. So I worked to set up a very public incident here in the gallery, in front of as many witnesses as possible. Gusty Garden Galaxy. I'm so sorry, Judy. You, Samson Gregory, let you all down. Fender, this can't be easy for him. Look forward to your fishing this. Got another segment left. Alright, Matt the Shirt, thanks for stopping by. I'll be finishing up soon when this finishes anyway. No, the one who should be apologising. Well, I'm the one that should be apologising. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, I hope you can forgive me. Whatever happened to I have to face, punishment I have to face, I'm ready to accept it. But please, if I ask you one thing for you, it's that you simply must clear Samson's name. The way the truth of these past 18 years have come to light was unexpected, to say the least. I'm stretching and yawning, that's why I sound different. Oh, and Chet has only set down the path towards an even more shocking end. Hey! I know we gotta find the samurai guilty. Awesome. Alright, and that is where we will stop for today. We shall pick this up on Thursday. We will be finding out the true culprit of this crime and finally dealing with the guy who killed the other guy and be happy and merry. But, my fingers all clicked. That's where we will stop for today. So thank you all for watching, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed. A lot of stuff got found today. I'm glad that we managed to get 2 segments done. And, yeah, hopefully by the end of it all, we get to celebrate with a nice cake or something. I don't know. But, yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. As usual, if you haven't already and you liked what I watched today, be sure to like, follow, subscribe, do those bell notifications, get notified when I get streamed. It helps to the channel, you know, because it puts me in the algorithm, all that stuff, because it'll be like, oh, this person got a lot of likes, let's put them in the algorithm. But, yeah. And if you like what I do and help support me directly, there's links to Patreon and tips. And if you do become a patron, you get out to the Patreon list here. I'll give you a shout out every stream, like I do with Hiro Kuni and the Soulmaster 37, where I think of the key support. I greatly appreciate you all. And I think of the keys. Well, I already said that. And we go around putting our fingers in all kinds of water, and eating all the things and pointing fingers at others. That was weird. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with Hades, where we will hopefully be able to get 3 runs or 2 runs hopefully done. But until then, you'll take care of us for today, and I'll see you all next stream. Until then, bye everyone. Bye-bye. Bye, Raphatron. Thanks for